How are you, learners? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Study with Logic. In this lesson, we are going to be talking about matrices. So by definition, a matrix is a rectangular array of numbers, symbols, or expressions arranged in rows and columns. Now we go on this next subheading, which is reading of matrices. So take it for example, we are given this matrix. So the horizontal are the ones referred to as the rows, and the vertical ones are the ones referred to as the columns. A much simpler way is labeling the number of rows by the letter R and labeling the number of columns by the letter C. So by this way, we can actually read a matrix. So remember, I said we start with the number of rows. So in this case, the number of rows are 2. And the number of columns are 2. So this is called a 2 by 2 matrix. Remember, we first take a look at the number of rows, then you go and take a look at the number of columns. So in this case, this was a 2 by 2 matrix. Now let's go on example number 1. So in this example, we do have a matrix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we are going to read this matrix. And remember, we said we read a matrix by taking a look at the number of rows and columns, and the number of columns are 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is a 2 by 3 matrix because the number of rows are 2 and the number of columns are 3. Now we move on to example number 2. So this is example number 2, and we do have a matrix which is 1, 8, 4, 1. Remember, to read the number of rows and columns, we start by counting the number of rows, which are 1 and 2. Then we count the number of columns, which are 1 and 2. So this matrix is actually a 2 by 2 matrix. It's actually a 2 by 2 matrix because it has 2 number of rows and the number of columns are 2 as well. Now let's move on to the last example, which is example number 3. So in example number 3, we are given the matrix 7, negative 5, and we are going to read this matrix. So I'm going to give you 3 seconds to read this matrix. Okay, so remember, like we did in the previous 3 examples, we first take a look at the number of rows, in this case, which are 1 and 2. Then you go to the number of columns, in this case, which is 1. So this is called a 2 by 1 matrix because it has 2 number of rows and 1 column. So this is now the end of the first lesson, which was about matrices, and let's meet on the next lesson, which will be a continuation of the topic matrices. Till we meet again. Peace.